वाले की जय, श्याम प्यारे की जय।
Hello everyone, welcome back. So let us continue the topic of circles and angles formed in the circle. Now today we will discuss about a theorem, the statement of which is the angle subtended by an arc of a circle at the center is double the angle subtended by it at any point on the remaining part of circle. Now first thing is, let us understand what is the angle subtended by an arc of a circle at the center. Now if you just see here, there are three figures which I have drawn. If you take the first one, here this is arc AB, which is a minor arc. Now angle subtended by an arc of a circle at the center. So which will be the angle? Now if this is the arc, the end points of this arc will form an angle at the center, that is angle AOB. So this is the angle subtended by the arc at the center. Similarly, if you take the major arc, that will also subtend an angle of AOB at the center. So this is the angle. Similarly, even if it is a semicircle, then also there is an angle subtended by it at the center, that is the end points of the semicircular arc will form an angle at the center. So these are the angles which are formed by an arc at the center. So what is the statement now? The angle subtended by an arc of a circle at the center is double the angle subtended by it. By it means the arc at any point on the remaining part of the circle. So if this is the arc AB, then this is the remaining part of the circle. Now this arc, when it forms an angle AOB at the center, then it can also form an angle on the remaining part of the circle, that is angle ACB. It can be anywhere. C can be here, it may be lying here, it may be even taken at this location, then also it will be the angle in the remaining part of the circle. So what is the relation that you have to create here? The relation is that angle subtended at the center, that is angle AOB, is twice the angle subtended on the remaining part of the circle, that is twice of angle ACB. So I have drawn the figures because there are three different situations. It can be with minor arc, it can be with the major arc, and it can be also with the semicircle. So three figures are there. If you see, I have named the arcs with the same points. Angle on the circle, that is on the remaining part, that is also the same. So everything is same, only just the arcs, they are different. So given angle AOB is angle subtended by arc AB at the center, and angle ACB is subtended by it on the remaining part of the circle. So there are two angles given, one at the center AOB and one on the remaining part of the circle, that is ACB. We have to prove that angle AOB, that is the angle at the center, is twice the angle subtended on the remaining part of the circle, that is twice of angle ACB. So this is what we have to prove here. Now in order to prove this, there is a construction. It says join CO. We have to join CO and produce it up to point P, and we will extend it to a point P. This point P may be inside the circle, it can be even outside the circle, it may be even on the circle. It depends upon you where you want to take it. That is nothing to do with it, it can be anywhere. So in all the three figures, the same construction is there. We are joining CO and producing it to point P. So it can be seen here that we have done the same thing. Now let's carry on with the proof of this. Here in triangle AOC, let's take the triangle AOC, this triangle. Now in this triangle, AO and CO, they are equal. Why they are equal? They are the radii of circle. AO is the radius, CO is the radius, so these two are equal. Now if these two are equal, it means the triangle is an isosceles triangle. And because the two sides are equal, therefore the angles opposite to these two sides will also be equal. That is these two parts, these two angles. So you can say here, therefore angle OAC, this angle is equal to angle OCA. And why is it so? Angles opposite to equal sides are also equal. So the two angles on this are equal. Now if you take the same triangle, and because this CO is produced to point P, this is the exterior angle. Which angle I am talking about? I am talking about angle AOP. It is the exterior angle of this triangle. Also angle AOP, the exterior angle. Now you know the exterior angle property, what it says, that exterior angle is equal to sum of interior opposite angles. So which are the interior opposite angles? One is angle OAC and the other is OCA. So it is equal to OAC plus angle OCA. This is the exterior angle property of triangle. So angle AOP is equal to angle OAC plus angle OCA. But in first equation we have seen here that OAC, the angle, is equal to angle OCA. So we can say here that therefore angle AOP is equal to angle OCA plus angle OCA using equation 1. So what it gives? That is angle AOP is twice angle OCA. So what we get here now? Angle AOP. This angle is twice angle OCA. It is twice of this angle. So we have found a relation in this. Now similarly, if you see the other triangle which is formed, that is triangle BOC. Here again BO and CO, they are equal because they are again the radii of the same circle. And if these two sides are equal in the triangle, then the opposite angles will be equal. Taking the exterior angle property as we did here, we can prove similarly, we can prove that angle BOP, this angle, is twice of angle OCB. Because the same steps are to be done in the second triangle also, so we just take it similarly. We can prove that angle BOP is twice of angle OCB. Now add equations 2 and 3. If we add both the equations, what we get? We get angle AOP plus angle BOP. This is on the left hand side, they will be added. And on the right side, if you see, it is twice angle OCA plus twice angle OCB. Both the side, it is 2 common here. So taking 2 common, we can write it as angle OCA plus angle OCB. Now check this, angle AOP plus angle BOP. Angle AOP plus angle BOP. The sum of these two angles, combining it, you get angle AOB. And on the other side, 2 times. Now OCA plus angle OCB, OCA and angle OCB. If you take the sum of these two angles, then we get angle ACB. So we get angle AOB is twice angle ACB. And this is what we have to prove. So hence, for figure 1 2 and 3. Result is proved. Now why I am saying all the three figures? Because in all the three figures these steps will remain the same. Even if you go with the major arc, then also you can see here taking the triangle AOC. This is the triangle AOC where AO is equal to CO. So the opposite angles will be equal, and AOP, this is the exterior angle, so it is again equal to sum of interior opposite angles. So all the steps they remain same, not only for the second but even for the third figure also. So just figures are to be drawn, all the three figures are needed to be drawn, but the proof remains common for all the three figures. So this was the theorem. Now this theorem says that if any arc of a circle is forming an angle, subtending an angle, one at the center and one on the remaining part, then the angle at the center is twice the angle on the remaining part. Or you can even take the vice versa of it. That is, angle on the remaining part will be half the angle of the angle at the center. So it is here, this is one of the important result which is there, and even the theorem is important as per the examination point of view. Now based on this theorem, if you see the third figure, here you have a semicircle. Now because it is a semicircle, so this AOB, this will be a straight line, it will be the diameter. And if it is a diameter, then what about this angle AOB? It is 180 degree. So this theorem is completed here now. Now we'll just have one more sub theorem, you can say, or it is one of the result of based on this theorem. Now here it says that angle AOB, I am talking about this semicircular theorem now. Angle AOB, it is 180 degree. According to this result, we have angle AOB is twice angle ACB. That is 180 upon 2 equals to angle ACB. Then what about this angle ACB now? It is half of 180. So you get angle ACB as 90 degree. So this is in case the arc is a semicircle. So here what is the sub theorem or the property you can say which is there? It says that a semicircle subtends a right angle. So a semicircle which is there, that will subtend right angle on remaining part of circle. Now remaining part, the remaining part is also a semicircle. So we can also say that angle formed in a semicircle is right angle, because this angle which is formed, it is formed in the semicircle itself. So this is one of the sub theorem or say the property, the result which is based on this theorem. Now there is one more thing which we have to discuss in this part. It is again a property only. Now if you see this figure, here this arc AB I have taken. Now this arc AB, as you can see, it subtends an angle ACB on the remaining part of the circle, and similarly it subtends an angle ADB also on the remaining part of the circle. See, the remaining part of the circle means the angle should be subtended on the circle. It should not be inside or outside. It should be exactly on the circle. The vertex of the angle should lie on the circle. Now here I have taken two angles, but you can take a point E here and then one angle more can be formed here. It can be anywhere. But the motive what I want to tell you is, now this is center O. If I just join this O, then this is the angle which is subtended at the center by this arc. Got it? AOB is the angle subtended at the center. ACB is the angle subtended on the remaining part. Now there is a relation between these two angles. The theorem which we have done, it says that angle AOB is twice angle ACB. Now forget this angle ACB. If you take this angle ADB and AOB, here again arc is same angle subtends AOB at the center and the same angle subtends ADB on the remaining part. So here also we can say that angle AOB is twice of angle ADB. Now comparing these two results, both are equal to AOB. So twice of angle ACB is equal to twice of angle ADB, or we can say that angle ACB is equal to angle ADB. Now what does this show? Which are these two angles? These are the angles formed on the remaining part of the circle by an arc. So here, and as I told you that these two arcs are only not the angles which are these two angles, these are not only the angles subtended by that arc, but there can be many angles subtended by this arc on the remaining part of the circle. So all these angles which are formed on the remaining part of the circle by an arc will all be equal. So what does the statement say, or what is the property? That angles formed by an arc on remaining part of the circle are equal. So this is one of the result, that angles formed by an arc on the remaining part of the circle are equal. So this was the theorem and the property, or say the results based on that theorem. And based on this theorem, we will continue with the exercise also. So for today, this is what we have. Thank you all. Have a nice day.